Hello, can you guys hear me? Guys, can you hear me? Hello? Okay. Okay. See here. It is. Please give me a minute. Okay. SAP HANA, first thing is that it is an in-memory computing database. Okay. The databases what you are having in the IT industry today can be classified into two types. Okay. The database that reside in hard disk, which is nothing but a secondary storage, as well as the databases that reside in RAM, which is nothing but the primary storage. Okay. So the database that resides within the primary storage, that is nothing but the RAM. What we can do is that we can use this one as a in-memory computing appliance. So first thing is that HANA is a product of SAP, and HANA stands for High Performance Analytical Appliance. So when I say something as an appliance, what we can call this one as it is nothing but a hardware and a software combination. Hardware and software combination. Okay, so when I try to say something called as hardware and software combination, okay, it is made up of two things here: software components in the form of a database, software component in the form of a database, as well as in the form of the database computing engine, in-memory computing studio, what we call here, in-memory computing studio. Routing studio. Okay, and one more thing is that hardware, in the sense it comes on a chip here. Basically it comes on a chip that can have the network connectivity to major interfaces basically. So that's why HANA is basically a database, okay, that can be installed on RAM, okay, as well as that can also have the capability of connecting to different interfaces basically. That is what is HANA basically. Okay, now let me try to understand what is the purpose of this HANA. What is the purpose of this particular HANA here? See here, HANA as a database, it is supposed to load terabytes of data, terabytes of data. So these terabytes of data might be the analytical data, okay, or else it might be the transactional data into the main memory, and then do whatever the type of analysis that can be possible within the very finite possible amount of time. Okay, that is what exactly is this SAP HANA here. SAP HANA basically is used to have its data within the in-memory computing database, in order to do very speed transactions as well as very fast analytics based on that particular data. That what exactly is this SAP HANA here. Okay, and one more thing. So if you want to know what exactly are the components that are going to make up this particular SAP HANA, let us discuss here. Basically, whenever you see any enterprise, the enterprise is having many types of different source systems. Okay, it might be containing these ERP systems, it might be containing the CRM systems, the legacy systems, and non-SAP systems, as well as the SAP systems basically. Okay, now somehow you need to have some centralized storage where you want to analyze this particular data containing both current data along with this particular complete historical data. Okay, for the purpose of analyzing these things, what happens is that you need to do a traditional ETL process, that is extract, transform, and load process. Okay, as well as you also do a type of reporting process. Even though when you are trying to do that particular reporting, what happens is that the reporting cannot happen the whole set of data. Okay, the reporting might happen only on a specific set of data. That means that whatever the analysis, whatever you would like to perform, that analysis may not be complete. Okay, if you don't have that, if the analysis is not completely performed on that wholesome set of data. Okay, for that particular purpose, what has been done is that SAP has felt the idea of loading all your company's historical and current data. Into a single system. Okay, so all this particular single system can be available for you for processing without aggregation, so that you can always have the option of drilling down the data to the minute level of detail. Okay, for this particular purpose, what we can do is that we can use this particular HANA as the media. Okay, or else HANA as the communication media for the purpose of doing all these particular business analytics. So that's why, so HANA is going to be a sandwich between these three things here. Suppose when you go here and then when you try to specify this one here we can have something like SAP ECC systems. Okay, you can have something like 1 minute here. So Ganesh, you are seeing the screen now? So I use this particular diagram for the purpose of showing you how exactly these things are going to happen here. Okay, see here. See here. These are all your databases here. That is SAP ERP systems as well as SAP BW system as well as with the non-SAP system. These are all your data sources basically. These are all your data sources. So that means that they might be both OLTP systems along with the OLAP systems. That means that what we can say is that SAP HANA is having the capability of loading both the OLTP databases along with the OLAP database. That's why the databases are classified into the SAP ERP systems, which is a OLTP source, and SAP BW system, which is a OLAP source here. OLAP source, and non-SAP systems can be classified into both SAP along with OLTP along with OLAP system here basically. Here you have your data. Okay, at the other end, what you are going to have is that you are going to have something called as reporting tools. What are all the reporting tools here? You can use something like MS Excel 2010. You can also have the option of using Crystal reports, as well as you can also have the option of using SAP HANA database clients with the form of SQL and all basically. Okay, so these are all the reporting tools where you want to perform something called as predictive analytics, where you want to perform something called as high-speed analytics on that particular data, where you want to do the reporting and analysis basically. So HANA is nothing but a system that comes in this particular case. So first thing what we are still saying is that it is basically called as a database. Why it is being called as a database here? The reason is it can have the capability of storing both this OLTP data along this particular OLAP data in this particular database. And what is this database here? Is it a primary database or else it is a secondary database? It is nothing but a primary database. That's why it is nothing but an in-computing memory studio. Okay, and one more thing is that how many bytes of data it can store. It can have the option of storing terabytes of data. Even it can scale up to something like 10 to 20 terabytes of data also can be stored within this particular HANA database here. Okay, now how are you going to get this particular data into this HANA database? With the help of some data migration methodologies. Okay, with the help of different migration methodologies, you are planning to get this particular data into this particular database. So what are those particular migration methodologies? Let us see here. Okay, the first thing is that see, trying to get the data from the different sources into this particular HANA database, what we do is that we call this one as a replication process. Replication process here. Okay, within this particular replication, what you are going to have is that you are going to have something called as a trigger based replication. Ganesh and Hana, you are following? Log based replication. Okay, and third type of replication what you are having here is going to be your ETL based replication. Okay, so when we say something like this ETL based replication, what we can do is that we can have the option of using SAP systems along with the non-SAP systems and use the BODS. What is the BODS here? Business Objects Data Services as the ETL tool, okay, and HANA database as the target system for the purpose of bringing the data from different SAP modules through BODS into HANA. So in case if you can see this particular diagram, it will help you out basically. Okay, like this. See here, if you have your SAP BW system as well as if you are having your non-SAP systems, what you can do is that we can have the option of using this data services. What is this data services here? This data services is nothing but the business objects data services for the purpose of getting the data out of these particular systems, transform the data with the help of this ETL process and then start loading the data into this HANA database. Okay, so such type of database what you are seeing here, is nothing but the ETL replication process what we call here. Okay, but when you have your SAP ERP systems, okay, within this one what you're going to have is that you're going to have something called as the LT system, that is nothing but the landscape transform system, okay, that can try to get the data out, okay, in case if a trigger is fired or else based on the logs that you maintain within this ERP systems, based on the logs you maintain within this particular ERP systems, okay. So this LT system is going to work based on the concepts of this trigger based along with this log based replication systems for the purpose of getting the data into this particular case. So altogether what is going to happen is that a type of migration is expected to happen, okay, between the source systems along with your SAP HANA system. Okay, so with this replication process, whatever we will do is that whatever data it is there, whether it is current data or whether it is historical data or it is analytical data or else it is transactional data, okay, what we can do is whether it is historical data, transactional data, operational data, whatever it is, with these replication methods, we are going to get this data into this SAP HANA system. Okay, so the first type of methodology what we are going to use is nothing but your ETL process. ETL process we are going to use. Okay, once we do this particular ETL process, then what we are supposed to do is that we need to model that particular data, model the data within the database. We need to model the data within the database. So HANA database supports a couple of storages here. Okay, it supports both row storage as well as it supports column storage as well as it supports hybrid storage also. So the object storage it supports basically. Okay, so what it does is that once you are supposed to get that particular data, what you need to do is that you need to model the data in such a way that you want to represent basically. Okay, so you can have the option of creating the analytical views, okay, or else you can have the option of creating the attribute views, calculations on that particular data basically, which is basically done with the help of this modeling process. Okay, once your data is basically modeled here, then what you can do is that you can have the option of doing this particular reporting, okay, with the help of this SAP business objects or crystal reports, or you can also have the option of using MS Excel as the sheet, Excel as the reporting tools for the purpose of querying this particular data which is there in this HANA system, okay, which has been loaded with the help of this ETL process basically. So the ETL process what you are doing here is traditionally different. In what way it is different is, let me tell you. Now in the traditional ETL tools like Informatica, DataStage, Ab Initio and all those tools, what happens is you basically get the data into the secondary storage databases like Oracle, SQL Server, Teradata and all. These are all the secondary storage databases. Okay, but in the case of SAP HANA, what happens is when you do your ETL process and once you start loading your data, what happens is that your storage is there in the form of RAM. Okay, Ganesh, can you please tell me? Ganesh, can you please tell me if your data is there in RAM, is the accessing faster, or else if your data is there in the secondary storage, is the access faster, Ganesh? Okay, in case if you are having the disturbance, okay, you please try to type it in the chat window, not a problem. But one thing is that, guys, please go on mute if you are having any disturbance over there. Hello? Ganesh? Chetan, can you hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think Ganesh is having some voice problem, it seems, I don't know, but still.
Right.
Ganesh, please go on mute. We are hearing a disturbance from your side. Okay. So, basically in the HANA course curriculum, what we are supposed to do is that we are supposed to understand the entire architecture of SAP HANA. Okay, so within this one, a lot of components we are expected to discuss here. A lot of components you are expected to discuss here. What exactly is this SAP HANA database? What exactly is HANA Client Studio? Okay, along with what exactly is your information and modeler, what we need to see here. This is what is your SAP HANA appliance, what you are supposed to see. Okay, once we are completely clear with respect to your SAP HANA appliance, then what we do is that we need to understand your entire architecture of SAP HANA. Okay, so what are your data sources? Okay, that makes up your source data for the purpose of grabbing the data inside. Okay, and is your target databases, which is nothing but the SAP HANA, and what are all the different replication methods or the data provisional methods for the purpose of bringing the data from the sources into this SAP HANA that we need to see. Okay, and once you get your data into SAP HANA, so what obviously we need to do is that we need to see how exactly your reporting process is supposed to happen through SAP business objects. So that's why whenever you are going to discuss SAP HANA here, okay, it is not only the business HANA what we are going to discuss here, it is going to be all these things here. What are all the things here? First thing is that yeah, it will be something like BODS to an extent for the purpose of grabbing this data into this place, as well as business objects to an extent for the purpose of doing all the types of reporting process, as well as the HANA database, including the architecture along this particular modeling concepts. These are all the things what you are supposed to have here. So that's why the main purpose of having this particular HANA curriculum is not to learn this particular database. If you want to learn this particular database, you can always learn Oracle SQL Server, Teradata, or Sybase, or whatever it is basically. Okay, but here what we are basically interested is we are interested to understand. We are very much interested to understand how should your architecture should be proposed, basically for the purpose of creating the roadmap, okay, to get the data out of these source systems into the hands of reporting people. Okay, so here you'll be covered with respect to a lot of modeling concepts. Okay, you'll be covered with respect to a lot of technical concepts, basically with respect to your replication mechanisms, specifically through BODS. Okay, as well as you'll also be given a very good introduction on business objects, how to create the universes, and then how to generate the reports based on this particular reports. All these things are going to be discussed in this particular course curriculum. Any questions, Chetan?
Yeah, one question. Ravi, what is river language? I have seen many times river language on NAT. So is there any difference from ABAP?
Yeah, basically we are not going to use that one, but specifically whenever we want to use that particular functionality, what we'll be doing is we'll be trying to call that one with the help of this particular function called Chetan. It is different from ABAP basically.
Okay, so what is exactly river language? They are using Java or something like that, or it's a total different language?
See, it is basically a bit of Java flavor that is involved, okay, along with the programming functionality that is also going to be involved, along with this SQL features also basically. Okay.
Okay. So it's different from ABAP, you mean?
It is different from ABAP altogether, yeah.
Okay. So are you using this language?
We are not going to use that language. We are not going to use that language. But because we focus on modeling, we focus on ETL replication, as well as we focus on the SAP HANA architecture along with your this reporting content basically. That way it follows basically. You know?
Okay, fine. So it's similar to BI, right? You mean? Or
yeah, it is similar to BI. Actually, earlier what was happening is you are having something like BWA, right? BWA, Business Warehouse Accelerator. Yeah. Okay. What it does, it is basically used to speed up the queries basically based on the objects which are existing in BW system. Okay. Now with this particular SAP HANA, what we can do is that through business objects with SAP HANA, which can connect to your BI system for the purpose of grabbing the data what is required, create the analytical views and attribute views based on that particular data, which are nothing but the virtual views basically. Okay, and then you try to take out that particular reports. So that's why it is a hybrid component, Chetan, here. It is not specifically targeted to BI. It is not specifically targeted to the transactional systems. It is nothing but a combination of both OLTP and OLAP working together basically. You know?
Okay. Ravi, actually I'm working in ABAP, so I'm interested in this coding, river coding, all these things, just to throw which down. So can you please help me regarding that?
Yeah, I can do that one, but one thing,
Yeah.
being working as a ABAP programmer, let me tell you, if you are working as an ABAP programmer, there are two things here. You have been working with the technical coding part,
Yeah.
okay, basically on the transaction systems, okay.
Yeah, normally.
But when you look at the other side of the coin, what exactly is going to happen is you have both WOLAP systems, okay, along with the BA systems basically, right?
Yeah.
So you need to understand those particular flavors, okay. Try to think of what exactly you can do as a value add without this particular coding. You can do the modeling, you can do the ETL replication, you can do the reporting, okay, without using this particular bit of coding basically, okay. That way if you try to change your mindset, what happens is that it becomes a very extraordinary course for you, you know, that way.
Okay.
These are all the things that we are going to see in this particular program. Chetan, you are from US or from India?
Yeah.
You are from India?
Yeah. Hyderabad
Okay,
only.
fine. Okay, okay, great.
How much experience do you have?
I have 14 years of experience.
Okay. In BA?
BA, I'm there from the last 10 years.
Okay, fine, fine. So you are working currently in HANA, right?
Yeah, we work on HANA Business Objects Data Services along with Business Objects. In an integrated curriculum, we are working.
Okay, fine, fine.
So the course curriculum of SAP HANA goes like this. I was telling you here, right? Here, I kept somewhere. We'll be giving you the entire introduction of this SAP HANA here, okay? And I was talking about, right, BW accelerators, okay?
Yeah.
How exactly the BW accelerator is going to be compared with respect to this SAP HANA, and how HANA is going to replace that particular BW, that is Business Warehouse Accelerators. That particular part we'll be seeing, okay? And we'll be seeing your entire architecture of BODS basically. Okay, how exactly is the data modeling, how exactly is your loading the data into HANA, how exactly is your reporting that happens, what is the row store and what is the column store, and basically when I tell you SAP HANA is an appliance, I told you, right, it is not only a hardware, it is nothing but a hardware and software combination basically. Okay, so how exactly that particular architecture is going to play an entire roadmap within your architecture we are going to see here. Okay. Once it is done, then we'll talk about all these things here. That is data provisioning. Data provisioning, I told you, right? When you have the data in SAP and non-SAP systems, how to get that particular data into this SAP HANA, keeping focusing on BODS, that is Business Objects Data Services. Okay, those particular aspects will be totally given to you with this particular replication process. Okay, then before bringing that particular data, you need to model that data, right? Okay, so once you start modeling that particular data, how exactly is the purpose of the information modeler? What are the levels of modeling what you're having in here? What are the attribute views, calculation views, and analytical views? What exactly is export and import? All these modeling aspects will be seen. And here, one specialty of this particular curriculum, what I have created is will be given the concepts of basic modeling along with the advanced modeling also. Okay, so that particular part will be covered. And coming to this particular reporting, right now SAP HANA is having the connectivity only to two things. One is with respect to the Excel, and second thing is with respect to business objects with respect to the crystal reports. Okay, so how exactly the connections can be made from different reporting tools to onto this particular SAP HANA to create the different flavors of reporting, that particular piece you'll be seeing. Okay, and one more thing is that the user authorizations basically. Like admin concepts also will be there, right? Since HANA is basically a database, how to create the users and how to create the roles, and then how to specify the security aspects of your privileges. All these things are going to be covered in this particular course, which will be around 5 to 6 weeks of duration you are going to have in this particular course, Chetan.
Fine. Yeah.
So Ganesh, can you hear me now? Okay. Any questions from your side, Ganesh? Hana, are you comfortable, Hana? Hana, are you comfortable? Hana? Please tell about your certification and our assistance for it. Okay. Guys, one thing.
Okay.
You are seeing here, right?
Yeah.
The certifications, what you are having here.
Mm-hmm.
The basic certification of SAP HANA, okay, and with respect to your HANA implementation and modeling, this is the certification that you are expected to do, okay, along with this particular SAP HANA introduction. These are the two things that you are supposed to do here basically, okay. I will be providing you the complete assistance, whatever is required from my side, okay, in order to make sure that you are getting certified with SAP HANA, okay. A couple of people, not a couple of people, in fact, numbers, there are numbers with respect to tens, okay, whom I have assisted, and then they have successfully completed their certification with respect to SAP HANA. Even if you want, I can give you the references also basically. Okay. In case if it is required for you, I can also provide you the certification material and the specific areas that you need to focus for the purpose of getting yourself certified. That particular part also will be taken care.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But one thing what I'm looking is, of course, certification is okay, I do agree, but apart from that particular certification, in case if we can give more weightage and focus to the practical aspects of this particular SAP HANA, that would be a real good deal for this one, you know. Okay. So you need to have the technically hands-on on this BODS. We need to have technically hands-on the SAP business objects and how exactly you model your database layer using SAP HANA. These things are going to play a very crucial role in this particular aspects basically. So that's why let me summarize these particular concepts here. HANA as a database okay, can fall into three categories here. First thing is that it is an in-memory computing database. It supports both OLTP systems along with the OLAP systems. Okay, and third thing is that it can have the capability of storing terabytes of data in order to do the different types of reporting, as well as analytics also based on that one. Okay, so it can be integrated both with SAP and non-SAP systems, and it can have the replication mechanism in order to get the data from different systems through three types of techniques over there. Okay, once it has the different powerful modeling concepts that can allow you to model the data in whatever way you would like to analyze, and based on that one, it can provide connectivity to different types of reports like business objects, crystal reports, and Excel sheets that can let you to create the different types of dashboards and different types of reporting tools using this SAP HANA. So that's why the curriculum what you are seeing here is not going to be a technical curriculum. It is going to be a techno-functional curriculum. Techno-functional curriculum that can give you the assistance with respect to your database modeling, ETL side, along with the reporting side, that can make you, okay, a proactive product, especially when you want to go into this particular SAP HANA industry, basically.
Mm-hmm. What is the cost of certification?
Cost of certification comes around different things here. Based on your experience, okay, different things, and we can discuss this offline, basically, you know.
Okay, fine. And second thing, what is the cost of hardware?
See, 300K is the basic hardware setup if you want to have. Why? Because HANA runs on SUSE Linux. Okay.
Okay, fine.
So to procure all these particular components, the minimum cost that you need to pay is 300K, and depending on the various types of services, if you want to include, okay, it may run up to something like $2 million also it can run to. Okay, but again, when you take this Oracle is having a particular company that is nothing but the Exalytics. Okay, so with respect to that Exalytics, when we can compare, the rates are comparatively less, Chetan, here.
Okay, fine. Okay.
So yeah, that's all from my side for today. I'm telling you, I have given you the overview, what exactly the HANA does, and what are the contents that we are going to cover in this particular program. Okay, along with what should be the duration of this particular course. Okay, if you have any specific questions, please let me know, and then we can answer. And which timings are comfortable for you, Chetan and Ganesh, to have the regular sessions?
Shall we discuss on weekends?
Weekends?
Yeah, because I'm working, so I maybe not have time in weekdays, right? Normally Saturday and Sunday is comfortable.
Weekend is not okay for you? Sorry, weekdays.
Yeah, because currently I'm working in second shift. Yeah, currently I'm working in second shift, so my timings are not fixed, because sometimes I'm getting P1 tickets also.
Okay, P1 tickets, sir. You're working on support, huh? Okay.
Yeah, support.
How about you, Ganesh? Weekdays. This time is comfortable for you? 7 to 8, what we are discussing. Hannah, as discussed, you would like to think about this one and then come back to me?
Yes, Ravi.
So Ganesh, do you have any specific questions that you want to ask? Ganesh? I think he's dropped, it seems. Okay. So is Shyam there? Okay, sir. That's all from my side, and
Okay, fine.
if there is anything that you need to let me know, please let me know, and I'll be able to help you out on that one. Okay.
Fine. Yeah.
Thanks, Anna, and thanks, Ganesh, for thanks, Chetan, for joining this session, and yeah, meet soon. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ravi.
Thanks.